That looks so good. It's the Aston Martin SUV. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, look at that. Today, we're discussing about Mt. Gox, the Bitcoins that have disappeared, and part of them were recovered, and then there was a massive fund that was started, and a couple of years saga in the legal system where the courts have now basically approved the payback system to everyone who had Bitcoins back then, many, many years ago, 7.5 years ago. So essentially they'll get it back in a couple months, 8 years time. And for some of these people who are going to get the Bitcoins back, this was back when Bitcoins were worth a couple $100. Now they're worth, 60, 65K. Some of these people are going to be millionaires or multimillionaires. So it's pretty big news. So let's get into it. Okay, so how big is this? It's potentially billions of dollars. A whopping 99% of affected creditors cast a vote on the proposals because, well, they put it up for voting. If they voted against it, the plan wouldn't go into action. But since almost every single person voted for it, 83% of the 99% of affected creditors said they were in favor of the plans that had been put forward by the trustees. The outcome of the ballot is expected to be finalized in just a month's time, and from there, repayments will begin to be made. So Mt. Gox collapsed back in 2014. It sent shockwaves throughout the cryptocurrency community, and back then, 852,000 Bitcoin was stolen, which even back then was a ginormous amount. And that's actually why there was this giant crash back in 2014. It's Mt. Gox. A couple of the first crashes were actually associated with exchanges and even some websites through the darker side of the internet, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, Mt. Gox later closed. Mark Capellis, the CEO, we've made videos about this before on Kubera. He had to serve time in jail, but then technically he's a billionaire. And technically there were some sketchy things going on. But anyways, 150,000 Bitcoin was recovered, and this 150,000, well, that's what the rehabilitation plan is concerning. It's how the distribution of this 150,000 should go. Now, some are concerned that the long-lost cryptocurrency, if it suddenly gets back to all these people, whether it's 60K, 70K, 100K, 50K, whatever it is, this is billions of dollars we're talking about. It's 150,000 Bitcoin. And some of these people are going to want to sell because these people wanted to sell years ago, right? So this could trigger sell-offs in the market. And an analyst responded, if they were involved in Mt. Gox, they were early adopters, early believers. I don't think we're going to see as much selling pressure from these sorts of investors. Bitcoin has continued to outperform all other assets during this time frame, so I think a lot of them will feel it may just be safer to hold on to their Bitcoin. And I'm sure that most of them will hold on to it. Some will inevitably need to sell to pay off legal fees or whatever crises or trauma that they've been going through. Because if you can imagine, some of these people might not even be here anymore. And the stress, it's been 8 years. So the stress that's surrounding telling your family, oh, I had these virtual coins. Technically, I should be a millionaire. Maybe I'm broke now because I had it all on Mt. Gox. Like, they don't understand. The only person who understands is the one who actually lost the money. So I'm sure some of the funds will have to be sold because, well, they've got bills to pay. They would like to live a little, but it's just a very strange situation altogether. And this really reminds me of also Cryptsy Exchange. Did you guys ever hear that? There was a fair amount of problems with that exchange as well, although it's a smaller Mt. Gox eventually. So there were hundreds of exchanges that fell down. There were thousands of HYPs that fell down. And in almost every single case, there was thousands of people who lost their cryptocurrency. And in many of these cases, the funds were never returned. We don't really know what happened. We can only suspect who might have potentially stolen them. But even then, we don't have 100% proof in many cases. And some people did get arrested for fraud and they went to jail. But this is very rare. So it's a strange situation because this 150,000 Bitcoin, technically Mark Capellis, he took over Mt. Gox, and what happened is he kind of was, some people say he's a fraudster. Others believe he's just a moron who lost money, and yeah, by sheer luck alone, he is now able to pay back because Bitcoin magically just jumped up. I mean, think about this from a normal perspective. You have an exchange, or let's say an investment company or whatever, and you lose millions of dollars. The only thing saving you from an extremely lengthy time in prison, because he didn't spend that much time, is the fact that you recovered some of the funds you stole, and let's say it's not dollars, but it's stocks or something that can actually grow in value, but it decides to grow in value so much that not only do you become a billionaire, but you can pay every single person back, and most of these people became millionaires. It's just crazy to think about. It's so unrealistic, and yet here it is in cryptocurrency, where a lot of people think he's a fraudster, but I think he's just some person that made a lot of really silly decisions in his life. And by sheer luck alone, he's getting out of it. Sure, there were some consequences, but he's also becoming a very wealthy man. And some people would love to be in his position. So it's just such a strange situation all around. Ultimately, it's a good thing if someone did lose their money through Mt. Gox, that they're getting their money back. Whatever is left of it. I mean, at least you're getting a portion of the 850,000 Bitcoin left. I mean, if 850,000 was getting returned, that'd be absolutely crazy to think about. But anyways, we're going to have some new millionaires coming out over the next couple months. I'm sure some people are like, finally breathing a sigh of relief. Let me know what you guys think about this. And guys, we're going to have some videos coming up about cryptocurrency scams pretty soon. And I know we made a video on Kubera, but we're going to explore about Gox again, because it's such a crazy turn of events that it seriously feels like it should be on a TV drama show. It's just crazy. It sounds so unrealistic, and yet in cryptocurrency we have so many dramatized events every single year that it really does feel like we're at a reality TV show with like the Kardashians or whatever. But welcome to crypto. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. I really appreciate every single one of you. We're approaching 1,500 subscribers. So yeah, happy Halloween pretty soon. It's coming up next week. Yeah, it's finally here. I'm wearing my Halloween socks. Woo! So I just went to Red Lobster. I wanted the cheddar bites, and I got a dozen for free. I love it. It's the third time I got something for free from a fast food or a restaurant, and I didn't even have to pay anything. It's not like, I was buying other things. It's just I got it for free. People just, if you're nice, if you dress nice, you're polite, respectful, you'll get free stuff. Obviously, it's not worth a fortune, but in Poland, you can be the nicest person ever. Unless you get really, really lucky with an awesome waiter, it's just not going to happen. Here, this happens like once a month or something, I got free donuts, I got free biscuits, I got, a free shake? I think it was a free milkshake. I forgot from where, but anyways, yeah. Lots of fun stuff.